twisted minds unique.
What up, all you slashaholics and slash holes? You know how we give you extra treats every spooky season? Well, spooky season decided to give us a little treat.
We want to introduce to you, oh goodness, he likes to have his back paws held. This is officially
Our mascot.
You got to tell his name because I've got different nicknames for him already.
He is Bruce Wayne Roberts because, you know, he was found in our yard outside of our studio, so.
I like to call him Brucifer Wayne Ashley Joanne Campbell, but that's just, you know, that's his long name. It's his long name. But he's such a cutie. Do you want to say hello? Come here. Say hi into the microphone. No?
No, you got nothing to say now?
Go see Mama. Maybe Mama can... Yeah, now you're going to talk. Now you're going to talk, huh?
You know, you're just going to cover the microphone, huh?
She's like, yeah. So that's our dude. Our official mascot for the Slash Sisters.
Yeah. Oh, you little Brucey.
Ha ha ha! Ha 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 ha! You got the big pumpkin.
I got the big melon. Some horrors aren't just masked. They're born from chajos.
Always the chajos.
Always the chajos. What up, Slash fans? I am Slash Sister Hallie.
And I am Slash Sister Jen, and today we are delving into Rob Zombie's 2007 remake of Halloween.
That's right, we are finally going to finish out the franchise that kind of kicked off most of the slashers.
Yeah. Michael Myers' origin story is even darker and longer, bloodier, and far more twisted.
Yeah, this one peels back the mask of young Michael and his family, giving a full, unsettling picture of what made him the ultimate killer. I know I said this in our last video with the creepy crawlers, how when we introduced this, that Rob Zombie was given carte blanche to do whatever the fuck he wanted. Like, they told him, like, look, you can make whatever you want and call it Halloween.
Yeah.
And because he respected John Carpenter so much, he chose to do this, even though he did include the fact that Laurie is Michael's sister.
Yeah, and that was one thing that
Carpenter
really,
regretted.
Yeah.
He regretted that when he introduced that story point into, so.
Yeah. So before we go and dig into this terror, make sure you go ahead and slash that subscribe button, stab the like button, ring the grave bell so you don't get buried alive, and, you know, you stay up to date on all the nonsense we're doing on this channel.
Yes, because nonsense will happen.
All the time.
Or without you.
Yeah.
So, lock your doors, watch the shadows, and remember, some nightmares start at home.
Because it is time to slash into Halloween.
Let's carve this pumpkin, shall we?
Let's carve it.
On Halloween in 1990 in Haddonfield, historic Haddonfield, Illinois. Yes, we live in Illinois.
Yes, we do.
Having already exhibited signs of psychopathic behavior and tendencies, a 10-year-old boy, Michael Myers, murders his school bully, Wesley Rhodes, his older sister, Judith, her boyfriend, Steve Haley, and his abusive stepfather, Ronnie White.
Yeah, and that pretty much encapsulates like the first
like
15 minutes.
Yeah, because he also killed his pet rat. They found a dead cat in his locker, like wrapped in plastic. Yeah.
That's why Dr. Loomis gets called in to the school. And that's
right.
when we meet the new Dr. Loomis, who's played
by Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah.
Love him.
Me too. You know, it's interesting. This whole this whole intro is like immediately we know we're watching a Rob Zombie movie. We've got his wife is there, you know.
William Forsythe is there.
William Forsythe. The thing about Rob Zombie movies is he uses a lot of the same actors, and I'm okay with it. You know, I can do it. Keep doing it. I love it. It doesn't bother me.
There does tend to be a tendency, like, and it's not just in the horror genre either. It's across all genres. When a director or a writer finds a group of actors that they mesh together and gel really well, and they constantly are doing stuff.
Yeah.
You look at like Christopher Nolan, and he's got like Christian Bale, Michael Caine, Leonardo DiCaprio. He's got like all of those like on his wish list of people.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, and it's not just, you can look at it even deeper than that. You look at someone like Martin Scorsese, who has been using the same actors over and over again.
Scorsese's been using DiCaprio for a number of years.
He's been using De Niro for forever.
Right.
You look at freaking Tim Burton and how he uses
Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter.
Every single movie. But
Pretty
not
much.
just that. I mean, like, there's other actors, like small actors that just stick with those directors. And very much so we get that in every Rob Zombie movie, but you see them all pop up a lot in this one.
Right. It's been a long time since I've seen this, and the amount of
there was people that I completely
cameos
forgot about.
Right. And
I love.
And depending on what version you watch.
Right. Yes. So we get this opening. We get the kitchen scene with Michael's mom and stepdad, and we see Baby Boo.
Which, by the way, William Forsythe, it was scripted for him to have like a broken arm and broken fingers and stuff like that, but he actually hurt his leg
broke
before
his leg, I think.
I think it was either that or he had surgery on his knee or something to that effect. But in order to let him still do the scenes, they just put a cast on his leg, so he doesn't walk around. He's sitting in every scene that he's in.
Yep.
Because Rob Zombie really wanted to work with him.
Yes, he did.
So,
so we get that. Then Michael goes to school. We get introduced to Dr. Loomis because Mom gets called into the school because, hello, we found a dead cat in your kid's locker. But that was also after having like an interaction with the school bully in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
It's immediately after this that Michael, in this universe, we get Michael's first human kill, and that is when he kills the school bully.
I find it weird too, like after like the police show up at the Myers residence a little bit later in the film, before he gets carted off and everything like that, the police and the newscasters only report that he killed his sister and his stepfather.
Probably because they haven't found him yet.
I know.
It was just earlier in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
and his sister's boyfriend.
Yeah. So I mean, the kid's probably still technically missing.
Missing in the woods. Yeah. But I thought it was
earlier in the day. I thought that was interesting too, because I was like, wait, did he not kill him? Is he still alive?
I think he killed him.
He's definitely dead. There's no way he didn't kill him. So then he heads back to the house, kills his stepfather after duct taping him to the chair.
I don't know how the fuck he didn't wake up for that.
Because he was fucking wasted. Blackout, drunk, wasted. And probably on pain pills, too, because he had a broken hand or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So then, on top of that, then he goes upstairs and kills Judith's boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Then, creepily touches Judith before killing her. But this is where he gets his mask.
Yes, so in
this version of Halloween.
So the boyfriend had what is tantamount to the Shatner mask from the 78, and he wanted to
let's do it with the mask on, babe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who wants to do it with a fucking rubber mask on?
Well, it's probably latex, but still.
I mean,
some people have fetishes. Who are we to judge? What? Wow.
No. Anyways, so yeah, and then he only spares Boo, his baby sister.
Yeah, because that's the only name that she's given until
at least at this point. Yeah, in this whole movie, the only name she's given is Boo. After one of the longest trials within the state's history, Michael is found guilty of first-degree murder and sent to Smith's Grove Sanitarium under the care of child psychologist Dr. Samuel Loomis.
Which, if he's a child psychologist, why is he still treating him when he's 27?
Great question, Hallie.
Yeah, okay. Michael initially cooperates with Loomis and his mother, Deborah, who he loves dearly,
Yes.
as she visits him regularly. Over the following few years, Michael begins to disassociate and fixate on a papier-mâché mask. He makes multiples throughout
there's
it.
Lots of. By the time we actually see like his cell towards the end, there's masks everywhere.
Yeah. And I know when we were watching this, Amy was asking like, why would they allow him to have those masks? And I'm like, if it keeps him docile and happy, they would allow him to do it because they're not harmful. There's nothing that can hurt anybody with those masks. They're all paper mache, so they're easily breakable and everything like that. Yeah. So I was like, it just makes sense to let him have the one small thing that keeps him peaceful.
Right. Right.
But he starts withdrawing from people around him, even his mother.
Yeah, I mean, this is really, it's interesting because we do see Deborah come to see him quite often.
Multiple times, like Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and like at first, he's like, where's everybody else? Mm-hmm. How is everybody?
Yeah,
like he doesn't remember killing his family.
No, in fact,
at least
there's an interview with Loomis where he's talking about that, and he's like, I didn't do that. No, that wasn't me.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Which is classic dissociative behavior.
Yeah, for sure. So Michael, as a child still, ends up killing a nurse as Deborah is leaving from one of her visits. Like, what even happens? Like, I mean, I remember it happens so quickly.
It's literally like I think it's the Thanksgiving meal that they're having, and
do you like stab her with one of the knives or something?
Forks.
Okay,
he picked up a fork and literally killed her with a fork.
Yeah. So she goes home and is just, I mean, basically she's just completely
distraught,
yeah. And she ends up taking her own life. This is actually in the history of the entire franchise of Halloween,
the only
kill not committed by Michael.
It's not the only kill not committed by Michael.
The only death committed by someone else.
It's the only suicide in all of the franchise.
The only slew or slide.
Yeah.
Yes.
The only personal unaliving.
Yes. In the entire franchise.
Because you look back at, like...
in all the timelines.
You look back at 2 specifically, and you've got a police officer that hits Ben Tramer and kills him in the fiery explosion. That should have never happened.
Yeah.
But that's a kill that Michael did not commit.
Yes.
So there are kills in the franchise that were not done by him, but this is the first one that's done at someone's personal own hand.
Yeah. And the only one.
Only one. Yep.
So far, they start making more.
Over the course of the next 15 years, Michael continues making his masks and not speaking to people. Yeah, after that incident, he became not
completely withdrawn, pretty much. Does not
nonverbal, withdrawn, almost catatonic in a trance-like state and everything like that. Loomis, having continued to treat Michael over the years, which, again, if he was a child psychiatrist, why is he still treating him at the age of 27? Whatever, attempts to move forward with his life and closes Michael's case. In the process, they're going to be transferring Michael.
Yeah. So later, as they are transferring Michael escapes from Smith's Grove.
But did you notice who the
Did I notice? Are you kidding? Did I notice who some of the guards are?
All 3 of them were from Devil's Rejects.
We had Bill Moseley. My boy. And Leslie Westerbrook, and then I can't remember the other guard's name. I can't remember his name.
It's like Ben something. Ben's not even
right. We'll put it here, right there. But yes, we got our lovely Billy Boy for just a split second, and he dies by like getting his head smashed. Kind of a worthless kill if you ask me. Anyways, but yeah, so Michael escapes from Smith's Grove, killing the guards.
The one death in this like escape sequence that really pissed me the fuck off and it pissed a lot of the fans off too. But Rob Zombie fought hard to keep it in there. Was Danny Trejo's death. So Danny Trejo plays like a janitorial person in Smiths Grove Sanitarium, and he's the only person that was ever showing kindness and empathy to Michael.
Ever nice to Michael. Ever.
And Michael ends up killing him by effectively drowning him in a sink of water.
Yeah, and he, like, the whole time he's like, Mikey, I was nice to you. I mean, this scene is heartbreaking.
Right. So
Heartbreaking.
Rob Zombie fought to keep that in there because it shows just how far Michael's psychopathic tendencies have become, that he would kill somebody that was tantamount to a fucking friend to him.
Yeah.
Meaning that basically there is no redemption for him. He is this stone cold killer that has no discernible human emotion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, that was my poor attempt at a goofy impersonating Patrick Bateman. I don't know if you've seen that. It's hilarious. There's this guy on he does like voices, and he did like a series where it was like Disney characters doing horror villains and stuff.
Love it. You'll have to send that to me.
Yes.
Anyways, yeah. So, that scene with Danny Trejo it's heartbreaking.
It hurt to watch that one.
It hurt to watch every time I've watched it. I think this is maybe only the third time I've watched it.
This is about the fifth time I've seen it, but it's been like 15, 20 years since I've seen it too.
Every time. It's heartbreaking. So he then goes to a truck stop and kills a truck driver, and not just any truck driver.
Welcoming back to the channel is Ken Foree.
The one and only 6'5" Ken Foree! Come on. But standing in that stall fighting in that stall next to 6'8" Tyler Mane.
6'7", actually.
6'7"?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But they made him look slightly bigger. I think they say that he's like 6'8", 6'9" in the film, but Tyler Mane himself is only 6'7".
Right. They probably had boots and lifts on him and everything. I mean,
right.
He was quite an imposing character. And Ken Foree is no small man by any means.
No,
but he annihilates him.
The sheer force that Michael demonstrates by slamming him into that bathroom stall wall and bending it, and
they used a real bathroom stall. What happened to that stall really happened to that stall.
They clearly had a stunt double in Ken Foree's.
No, they did not.
Really?
No stunt doubles whatsoever.
Like, I expect Tyler Mane as Michael to do it because he was a wrestler.
He's a wrestler.
He's kind of a stunt man.
And Ken Foree is not young in this movie.
No.
But Ken Foree insisted on doing his own stunts.
I also want to point out that before Michael runs into Ken Foree's character in the truck stop bathroom and everything like that, we see him walking around in like these like basically tantamount to prison slides, right? They're like shower shoes for prisoners.
And essentially fucking like
hospital gown. Right.
Yeah.
But did you notice his feet? When he steps up to the bathroom stall with
they were real freaking dirty.
They were real freaking dirty and crusty. That is a common trait with somebody that is that far gone mentally. They just do not care about personal hygiene.
Gotcha.
This is also one of the only installments in the entire Halloween franchise where Michael progressively and continuously gets dirty throughout the film.
Yes.
He doesn't, like, the blood that gets on his hands doesn't come off from scene to scene like in the previous ones, and it kind of looks like after Michael has killed somebody, he's kind of washed his hands or whatever. His coveralls aren't as dirty as what they should be, with blood splatter and dirt and everything like that. This one actually depicts that.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to show that descent of how he is completely gone and he has literally no human emotion to him whatsoever.
Yeah. Something that I did notice in these two films, really, when we watched 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
But something that I noticed, and it becomes more and more apparent, especially in 2, in all the other films where Michael Myers is present, he is silent.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't grunt, doesn't make a noise. Rarely. You might hear him every once in a while make like a yeah, but not much. This man makes violent noises as he's killing people, which makes him... I know the silent killer thing makes Michael very scary, but there's something about this Michael that is
the guttural growls
brutal.
that he is emitting when he is stabbing somebody with that knife is just...
It's shocking. Anyways, so later, after he kills the truck driver, takes his clothes, and he then begins to make his way back to home.
Haddonfield.
Haddonfield.
On the day of Halloween, Michael then arrives at his now abandoned childhood home, where he recovers the kitchen knife and Halloween mask that he stored under the floorboards. We never see him do this.
Nah.
But he had the foresight to hide the stuff, and nobody fucking found them?
Sure.
In the 17 years that he's been locked up, nobody found the murder weapon and the mask.
Sure.
Okay. Whatever.
It was in the script, Allie.
Fucking scripts.
This fucking script.
Fucking
Damn
scripts.
it. With the fucking scripts.
But yeah, he stored them in the house the night he killed his family and well, his sister and boyfriend, his sister's boyfriend and stepfather. Yeah.
Yeah. Lori. Now we get introduced to our girl Lori.
Mm-hmm.
Laurie Strode and her friends Annie Brackett and Linda Vanderklok are preparing for Halloween. Throughout the day, Laurie witnesses Michael watching her from a distance. She has no idea who he is.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much from here out that we're getting an almost direct remake of the first. I mean, almost. There's some differences.
There is some differences. I think Annie's got a bigger character role in this.
Much bigger. She doesn't die.
She doesn't die.
Yeah. Sorry, spoiler alert.
I find it funny too that out of the three of those girls, what is it, Scout Taylor Compton?
Yes.
Who's playing Lori is the only one at the time that was a teenager. Daniel Harris
was like 20-something, right?
Daniel Harris was 29
Okay.
while she was playing Annie Brackett, and the girl playing Linda Vanderklok, I think, was also like 25 or something.
Yeah, another instance of... Okay, now, granted, we don't see Lori naked, thank God, because
we do
underage.
see Annie naked, though.
She's 29 years old.
I understand that, but I'm just saying.
I know. And we see the girl that plays Linda.
Right,
well.
because they copycatted the scene with Bob and everything.
Right.
Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
So Laurie Strode and her friends Annie Brackett, Linda, are preparing for Halloween. Throughout the day, Laurie does see Michael has no idea who he is. He does that little slipping away sort of thing that he does. And later that night, Linda meets up with her boyfriend, Bob Sims, at the Myers house.
Yeah, they decide to do the deed in the in Boogeyman's house.
Like, look, don't get me wrong. When I was a teenager, we were always like, sneaking into places we weren't supposed to be and stuff like that. Like, I get it. I wasn't sneaking in there having sex, but like,
but
you do you. You
were sneaking in there, drinking and smoking weed, though.
Yes. Also, things that would get me killed in a slasher film.
Exactly. You broke the rules. You gotta die.
Now you gotta die. Anyways, so, but yeah, they sneak into Michael's abandoned home to get their freak on.
Pretty much. Michael later appears, murders them. Actually, he murders Bob in the same way that he did in the original by stabbing him and pinning him to the fucking wall. Then with
a knife that had to have been this long.
So they actually changed the knife from when he was a kid to when he was adult. It was the same style of knife, but they gave him a 10-inch one when he was a child, and they gave him a 12-inch one when he was an adult. Yeah, I know.
That still does not make the knife long enough to go through to stab him to hang him onto a wall. It's just not possible.
That one might have been.
That man had to have been very skinny to be able to hold him onto the wall. That's all I'm saying. It makes no damn sense, y'all.
It's a slasher. Does it have to make sense?
No, it absolutely does not. I know. I always forget that I have to do it upwards. Okay.
But yeah, so after he does that, he dons a sheet with holes cut out of it, which he had to fucking do himself.
He was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make myself a ghost.
He grabs Bob's glasses and puts them on over the sheet, pretending to be Bob. Actually hands Linda the fucking beer she was asking for, and then proceeds to kill her.
Yeah.
So if we've spent like the first half of this film setting up the fact that he has no discernible human emotion and no playfulness to him whatsoever, why the fuck did he do?
What the fuck was this?
Exactly.
What was this? What are we doing?
I'm looking at you, John Carpenter, because you're the one that did this, and Rob Zombie just emulated.
Yeah. Michael's got to have a little bit of whimsy, and I love him for it.
After he kills Bob and Linda, he then proceeds to head to the Strode home. There, while Laurie is babysitting Tommy Doyle, he murders her parents, who, her mom
is Dee Wallace, and I love her so much.
Yeah, so this is the 5th time Dee Wallace has been on our channel.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had to go back and count.
Welcome back, Dee. Welcome back. She's probably been on here more than anybody else.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Donald
true.
Pleasance, because we did the entire Halloween franchise,
Yeah.
and they're the only 2 characters that go through it.
Yeah. True.
So, yeah. But yeah. And
She's way up there.
And she will continue to be on here, because there's more films of
There's
hers
a
that
lot.
in this genre that she has done, because she was like the go-to person for a while.
She's the horror mommy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, E.T. wasn't exactly horror, but yeah.
She's still a mommy.
No, I know. I got it.
Anyways.
Anyway, Mason and Cynthia, those are Laurie's parents. Dr. Loomis, having been alerted of Michael's escape, drives to Haddonfield in search for Michael. Isn't it Clint Howard that tells...
Yeah. Ice Cream Man. Ice Cream Man pretending to be a doctor.
Right. He was like the head of the psychiatric department at Smith's Groves or whatever
I
when he
guess
informed Loomis.
He gives Clint Howard another one of Rob Zombie's regulars in his movies.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so he calls and informs Dr. Loomis of Michael's escape. Loomis then goes to a gun store, a weapons facility. Whatever. He goes to a gun shop.
Do you know who the guy is that's playing the gun shop owner?
Shit. I recognized him, and now I can't remember who
I
it is.
can't remember the name, but he's the drummer for the Monkees.
Yes! I did know that. Yep.
Oh my God.
So he, the drummer from the Monkees, sells a handgun to Loomis, and Loomis then attempts to warn Sheriff Brackett about Michael. Sheriff Brackett. We finally get to meet Sheriff Brackett in this film.
Well, we got to meet him a little bit earlier.
Yeah, but
because he offered Annie a ride home after.
Oh, that's true. We have not discussed who Sheriff Brackett is in this film yet, though, and that is the lovely, the wonderful, the
incomparable
voice of fucking Charles Lee Ray, the one and only
Brad Dourif.
He is amazing. He's really good in this movie, and in the next one. In the next one too.
He's probably one of the higher caliber actors that are in these 2 films.
Yeah, and he really carries it. He carries it well.
Mm-hmm.
So he informs Sheriff Brackett about Michael, and Loomis and Brackett rush to the Strode home because at this point, Sheriff Brackett knows that Laurie is.
And he does not inform. Well, as they're driving over there, he does inform Loomis of this.
Yeah, that when he tells Loomis that when Deborah had killed herself, that Sheriff Brackett was the one who responded. He took the baby and took it a few counties away.
He admitted Boo from the police reports, drove her a couple counties over to an orphanage, dropped her off, and he thought that would be the end of it. However,
a few months later,
his
friends, the Strodes,
adopted
yes,
Laurie, which was Boo.
Right. So it's at this point, we actually find out in the first film, in this case.
We find out
that Lori is is Michael's sister. So yeah, explaining to him that Lori is actually Michael's baby sister.
When Michael was killing Cynthia Strode, he was showing her the photograph of young him and Boo, and she was unaware of what he was trying to ask of her, because at this, he's still not verbal.
Well, yeah, and he does show it to Lori later as well. Yeah. So at this point, yeah, he Sheriff Brackett tells Loomis how Lori came to be Lori.
Right. Why he thinks Michael is after,
right,
or at least appears to be after Lori.
Right, and why they need to go to the Strode's house.
Right. After convincing Lori to babysit Lindsay Wallace while spending time with her boyfriend, Paul, and convincing to spend time with her boyfriend, Paul, Annie is attacked by Michael. After he kills Paul at the Wallace residence, bringing Lindsay home, Lori finds Annie's body injured on the floor, but still alive and calling for help.
Yeah. This scene,
it's a hard watch too.
I have to say, from my personal perspective, having watched Danielle Harris as a child in these films, in Halloween films, it was hard watching her get killed like that.
She didn't die.
She doesn't die. But it was hard watching her be attacked like that. And then when Lori finds her is also, like, it's really interesting the way that they cut this scene, because they don't really show Michael attacking her right away. They show Lori finding her, and then they show, like, once Lori finds her, then they show, like, flashes of Michael having attacked Annie. And, you know, Lori's obviously distraught and crying and calling for help. She sends the kids to get help, just like she did in the original. But yeah, this is heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking.
It's hard to watch.
Yeah, for sure. Michael then attacks Lori. He is still in the house. He chases her down the street back towards the Doyle residence. This is very similar. I mean, a lot of the same hits of the original film. At this point, Dr. Loomis and Brackett hear a call over the radio and head towards the Wallace residence. Sheriff Brackett knows that Annie was
watching. Yeah.
And at this point, Michael kidnaps Lori and literally, like, just carries her down the middle of the street and takes her back to their old home.
He tries to show Lori that she is his sister, presenting a picture of the both of them together, the same picture that he tried to show to Cynthia earlier in the film to find out where she was. Unable to understand, Lori stabs Michael in the neck before escaping the house. Well, she actually hides in the house. She hides in the walls and everything. Michael chases after her, but Loomis arrives and shoots him 3 times, not 6.
5,000 times. Sorry. Recovering, Michael recaptures Lori and heads back into the house. Loomis then comes in, but Michael subdues him by gouging at his eyes.
So originally, before they decided that they were going to do a sequel to this, he was supposed to die right there.
Really?
Yes.
That's not surprising.
All of them were supposed to die.
Right.
Lori, Loomis, Michael, all of them were supposed to die.
Okay. Lori then takes the gun and runs upstairs, where she hides inside the walls again.
Michael corners her on a balcony and charges at her head on, knocking both of them over the side of the railing. You notice how that cuts to black, like, right before they hit the ground? The stunt woman that was in Lori's position in that scene got very badly hurt when they landed.
Really?
And that's why they cut it right there, because I think she was so badly hurt that she was screaming and they could not use the rest of the take.
Oh, wow.
yeah, she ended up having to go to the hospital, having like surgeries and stuff like that. So that's why it like just cuts away real fast, and you just hear the thud.
Yeah.
Laurie awakens on top of an unconscious Michael and aims the gun at his face. With Michael's hand grabbing her wrist, she just as the gun is fired. Laurie drops the gun and starts screaming manically as she is splashed with blood all over her face, and police sirens are heard in the distance. And that's where we end this.
Yep, that's that. I guess, they must have decided at that point that they were going to do a second one.
No, I don't think so. I think that gunshot was supposed to have killed Michael.
Right, okay.
And I guess Laurie wasn't supposed to die in this. It must have been in the second one that she's supposed to die.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch the director's cut of that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rob Zombie had absolutely no intentions of doing a sequel. That's why in the vicious way in which Loomis was attacked, he was supposed to die from those injuries, and Michael was supposed to die from that gunshot wound to the face. He did not.
Yeah. And because of that, you'll have to come back in a couple of days and see what we have to say about the second one.
You'll have to come back on Halloween itself to see what we have to say about the final Halloween film that we have yet to review. Okay.
So for me, this, honestly, I know people hate this movie. People trash on the Halloween Rob Zombie movies. I have some things to say about the next one too, but it's a bloody kitchen knife up for me.
Too. Believe it or not, I actually do enjoy this one. I know, like as Jenny just said, a lot of people rag on these, but it was a great modern reinterpretation of what John Carpenter and Deborah Hill originally created in '78.
Yep, agreed. So yeah, that's my opinion on this one. You'll have to come back and see what we say about the second one. I've got some opinions about the second one.
I think everyone has opinions. And like I said, depending on which version you watch, depends on your opinion of it, honestly, because there's one version I absolutely can't stand. So.
Okay. Well, come back and I'm not even gonna throw this. We'll leave this here. Okay, fine. Get it out of here.
All right.
Anyways.
Well, obviously,
come back in 2 days on Halloween and watch this before you come back and watch our review. And
heads up, we're doing the unrated version.
Yes, I mean,
it's better.
It is.
It's just better.
It is. So come back in 2 days' time where we will be reviewing Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 from 2009. Mm-hmm. And until then, make sure you slash the subscribe button.
Stab that like button. I mean, you just
fucking stab it. And ring-a-ling the grave bell so you don't get buried alive and you stay up to date on all the shit we're doing right here on YouTube.
Until next time, we'll see you all in the afterlife.